about 300
We're
foot
live.
cliffs and long walks.
Wait.
Yeah. Well, I tell you in my book, I've got a photograph. I nearly photographed my death. I climbed up this rock and I got in this cave, and I thought this would be a really neat photograph with put the tripod. I carried the tripod up, put the camera on the tripod, put the timer on, and moved towards the edge and started to slip backwards. And the camera, the timer went off just as I'm about to drop off the edge, but I stopped.
Yeah, fool.
Good thing you stopped.
300-foot drop, and then you've got sharks to talk to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sharks.
Come on in, folks. We see you out there. Come on in. We know you're there. Oh, well, the person that was there just dropped out.
There's always one.
There's always one. Now he's back.
No.
Now he's back. He decided to come in a different way. Let me run over to my Facebook real fast and switch it around to live here, just to try to avoid any type of confusion. Now we are public. All right. Folks, this is Sunday Funnies for the 23rd of June, 2024. What were you going to say?
I'm just going to say to Ruster, but apparently we're getting a heat wave for the next week, Russ.
Oh, really? That'll be summer.
That means it'll rain.
Yeah.
Going to be in the 20s? Is that what it's going to be?
Oh, it's going to be way up there, apparently.
You'll have the whole of the Met Office and the BBC and everybody else coming out screaming that we're all going to burn.
And there's no water.
There's no water, even though we're on an island. Yeah. It's insufferable. Please, everyone.
Every summer from now on will be the hottest summer on record. Yeah.
Well, they were saying it's the hottest May because there was a whole bunch of average temperatures that they were fucking about with, and it's like it was a crap May. But it was awful.
If you give us more money, we can stop it.
Yeah. If we tax you more, we can save the world.
Exactly. Let us tax you a little harder. Yeah. Folks, the chat is live. It's open. We've got I've got a great book to show you today.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, and some great artwork by a great genius that nobody seems to talk about much anymore. Before we do that, let's do a few things in an opening here. As soon as I scroll down to it. That one right there.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Hey, everybody. Anyway, Sunday Funnies. 23rd of June, 2024. I am your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my stuff, or a lot of it at least, over at arrowcomics.store. Arrowcomics.store. You can find books like The Fool over there, which is a nice, lighthearted superhero story about a guy who fights street crime with practical joke weapons and just has a dumb sense of luck. We've referred to him as the rodeo clown of justice. Calico of Shard, nice fantasy book, crazy characters all getting together, trying to save their world. Paragon, another superhero story I'm especially proud of that has a great twist ending to it that I hope you'll read and enjoy. And also Alice in Chains, a young woman escaping from the lab she was born in and can shoot chains with little hooks on them out of the palms of her hand. Just for fun. It's a comedy. Anyway, it's a kind of a horrific story, but I'm really proud of it. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. You can find my stuff on Amazon and Fund My Comic, and you can get that from Fund My Comic, which is an annotated book about the origin of my character Hatch. Lots of published and unpublished artwork in there for you to look at. I also, on Amazon, on New Haven Publishing, have a book about my trip to see Jack Kirby. And if you get in touch with me, you can even get the film of the book, so to speak. And I publish Comics Unlimited I'm working on the 16th issue now, and that's every once in a while when I can get around to finishing it off. But you can find all these things on Amazon and lots of other stuff as well.
Printed wheneverly.
Wheneverly, that's the word. Yeah, I always forget.
I like
Wheneverly.
that.
Wheneverly. That's the one.
Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. You can find all about my work and about me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list so you can find out what's coming next. We've had the Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard, fantastically translated by Randy Zimmerman, out with Arrow. We had a great campaign from that. There's going to be an art book coming from it, an artisan version. There's a retail version on the way. We're doing the Atlantean, the further adventures of Cull and Brawl, hunting down the Shadow Kingdom, the Serpent Men. I'm working on that right now. You want to find out all about those projects, check out russleach.com and sign up for the email list.
Absolutely. Today, folks, we're going to take a look at Plastic Man by the genius that is, or was, Jack Cole. DC special number 15. I believe this is December 1978. If I'm not mistaken.
What a time. What a time.
1971.
Wow.
What a time.
And these are reprints of Jack Cole's original Plastic Man work from 1940 and 41. Absolutely fantastic stuff. If you don't know who Jack Cole is, you should. He did a lot early on, worked with Eisner in the Eisner studio, did a lot of work for Quality, a lot of work for Lev Gleason Publications. And after the Comic Code Authority went through and ravaged the industry pretty much of any book remotely fun or aimed at adults, he went on to become a cartoonist for Playboy, personal choice of Hugh Hefner. And had a good career when he had it. You know, he had just gotten a comic strip, Betsy and Me, that was in over 50 newspapers. And 2 months into getting a comic strip like that is the Golden Egg, Golden Goose. And after 2.5 months of that, he something happened and he ended up committing suicide.
Yeah, I think he was only 44, wasn't he? 45.
Was still incredibly young either way, but his legacy is right here in Plastic Man and in those cartoons from Playboy. He did a lot of work with the crime books as well. Did a very classic story called Morphine and Me, about a woman addicted to morphine. It was one of the stories that Wortham used as a bad example of how comics weren't for kids in Seduction of the Innocent. Also, one of the early recognized sharp point to the eye motif panels as well. But this is Plastic Man. Now, Eisner, there's some call that Eisner wanted to take some credit for the character, but it's pretty much all Jack Cole. All of the work here is Jack's. The writing, I think he did everything on this except maybe color it.
He worked for Eisner, didn't he? He covered Spirit when Eisner was in the army, didn't he?
Yep, him and Lou Fine. Lou Fine went on to do a lot of work for Quality as well, working on the Ray and the Black Condor, and then Captain Marvel Jr., which was a big influence on Elvis Presley. That's why he had that cape. He had Captain Marvel Jr.'s cape on his little white.
It's true.
His white outfit. Yeah, it's true. He loved Captain Marvel Jr.
So he could perform the Wurlitzer song.
He'd be a hero. Yeah.
Oh, Captain Marvel has left the building. Huh?
Book had so many stories, DC actually ran a contents page. Here we are.
Wow.
DC special.
Check them out.
It's the Great Plastic Man. Here's the origin story. Starts out as a criminal, crook, Eel O'Brien. It's a bad guy, and they end up trying to rob a chemical plant, and the robbery goes wrong, and he gets chemical.
The
he
old
gets shot.
chemical plant.
Yep, he gets shot and is doused with chemicals that end up going into his system.
Oh,
So he
Joker.
ends up trying to get away. Yeah, just like the Joker. Ends up trying to get away, falls unconscious, wakes up in a monastery.
As you
You
do.
know, these old comics like this really make you smile because it's on the splash page there. It's got Plastic Man, right? And then on the next page, just in case you forgot, it says Plastic Man.
Well, they threw this in because the dimensions for comics had shifted.
I know.
From the golden age to the silver age, and they had the space either top or bottom, and instead of leaving it blank, they just threw Plastic Man up there instead of trying
Plastic
to get fancy or draw anything else in there. In some of the super spectaculars, they'd actually put like little heads up here and explain who the character is before they ran the story. Come in handy. But yeah, he's at the monastery, decides to reform. And then he decides he can reform.
Reform.
Look at him stretching there when he wakes up. How good is that?
Reforms, and then he reforms.
Yeah.
What have I done to my face?
Exactly. I'm stretchy. What the heck? Yeah.
The acid.
So since he's... Go ahead.
I like the way it's worked out by the third panel. The acid, that's it, must have gotten into my bloodstream and caused physical change. Oh yeah, oh that's okay then.
These comics never wasted any time.
No.
That's why you've got what?
I'm not knocking it.
On a page.
I'm not knocking it. I'm saying it's brilliant. The way it's just fun.
That's why you got 10 panels on a page here.
Yeah.
So he decides to go after his old gang. He gets out and gets back with them, goes on a run with them, and he's going to foil the robbery.
He says, look at that bottom panel there on the left. He says, now look, don't do nothing rash. We didn't mean to drive off without you. No, honest. Brilliant. I love these American cars as well. Sorry,
yeah.
Go on.
No, it's all right. He stretches after the criminals, so they shoot at him. So he withdraws as they're climbing away. So the way he decides to capture him is he disguises himself as a rug.
As you do.
This is brilliant.
Yep.
God.
And back at this point, they didn't know what to do as far as his colors go. So half of his outfit is black and his leggings are red. And they finally get it down to a basic color scheme after this story. And as with most Silver Age comics, get an ad. Kenner's Easy Care. So all the girls can carry their makeup in one purse. Yeah. Because, back then, they made comics for everybody.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
Mom, my party dress is beautiful, but my hands, blah. Gosh, Mom. The adverts are better than the comic. Absolutely brilliant. I wonder if he drew this bit as well.
No. This was done later.
Oh, that's fantastic. But this Jack Cole, I mean, I've seen his work, but I'm not that familiar with it. But it's great, isn't it? It's real comic.
It's just phenomenal. Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can
This
tell
was
he's having a laugh.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you can tell he's having a laugh. He's having some fun with it while he's doing it.
And you can see the love in it. Yeah. He's just having a blast with it. HR is in the house, says hello with a few icons back behind. Yeah, they push him off the roof. Then they leave. There you go, buddy.
Before this, didn't he do the comic that it was like Cyclops and he used to melt people?
Yeah.
No wonder that guy was after him in the mid-50s.
He did some work around Archie, but most of his work was quality and Lev Gleason comics. Right. He refashioned the blue and red Daredevil, or he fashioned up the blue and red Daredevil. Had him fighting the Claw for quite a while.
That Gleason's got a story as well, hasn't he?
Claw. What?
The Gleason's got a story as well with being looked into.
Oh yeah. He's got a history. They were printing superhero comics until it wasn't viable, and then they started printing crime comics, and they made a ton of money, which is pretty much how the Comic Code Authority came into existence. Yeah. Crime Does Not Pay, and there was another Crime and Punishment, I think it was called, that Lev Gleason did. They were moving millions of copies. Cole worked on that for a little while too, on some of those early books. Wasn't as fun as Plastic Man though.
No, look at that. That's
so he gets shoved off the building, so he just bounces on the sidewalk.
Look at that car. Underneath that car, like it's taking off.
He goes, hey, I can bounce. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So he jumps back in and becomes their driver, and then stretches his arm around and drops all the criminals off at jail while he drives off. Drops them all off at the police station.
Suit, what's it saying there? Man of rubber, a plastic man. Plastic man, you're nuts.
Plastic man.
That layout there's a real Eisner layout, isn't it, for Spirit? Yeah.
Well, he picked up a lot from Will.
You couldn't help it, could you really?
No. And you'll see there's a lot of these splash pages like this for Plastic Man. It's very ingenious stuff. But Will was doing the Spirit quality was reprinting the episodes. And when Eisner went into the war, they were worried that he wouldn't come back and able to draw. So they had Cole create another Spirit-like character. He created Midnight for them that they ran for many, many years. Same basic idea, even same basic costume. It's just the sidekick was replaced. Midnight had a little monkey as a companion, as opposed to Ebony. and on the Spirit. Yeah.
Look at that, November 1942.
Yep. Great covers on those crime comics. Yeah, there are great covers. Fantastic stuff. We'll look at those eventually. We'll get around to it. For new readers only, in order to get information on crooks, Plastic Man poses as gangster Eel O'Brien and mingles with the underworld. Then the India Rubber Man goes into action, bringing his ability to being twisted or mold into any shape. Bringing his prey to justice. His only weapon being his ability to bend, twist, or mold into any shape. Yeah. So he ends up, this is the first story with Woozy Winks in it, who turns out to be his humor relief companion for the rest of the strip. And when Woozy first starts, he can't be harmed. And he's got like some sort of a spell on him where he can't be touched or attacked. So he goes out and robs banks and causes earthquakes and lightning strikes and all sorts of stuff to keep himself from being caught. Stop, look, read.
Help, I'm drowning. First panel. Our story begins as simple as this. Help, I'm drowning.
Yeah, Woozy rescues this guy and he gives him a spell and tells him he can't be harmed. So first thing he does is for some reason in his canoe he's got a hammer. So he tries hammering his head. He doesn't feel
like
pain.
You do.
Like you do. Yeah. Oh, I can't be hurt. Whap, whap, whap. I guess so.
But he says, I don't feel a thing, but then I could never could feel any pain in my head. Better pick a more vulnerable spot for the acid test. This is mad.
So he flips a coin whether he's going to be good or bad, and the bad wins. So he goes off.
I'm quite sure about his costume.
Woozy?
No,
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man. It's
What
like,
about it?
why is he covering his arms, but he's got a leotard on?
Well, he looks sexy, doesn't he?
It's that strongman motif again.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, back then it was looked at as pretty normal, except luckily that means that Jack doesn't have to draw any toes.
Yeah,
That's all good.
well, he's Plastic Man. He doesn't need toes.
He doesn't need toes, yeah.
Hmm.
So Woozy's destroying a statue. Plastic Man comes in.
Look
Or a
at
cop.
him, but he cut his arm off.
That's hideous. What's going on there?
He's going to cut his arm off. He gets stopped before he does any real harm.
This is crazy.
He accordions Plastic Man by a bunch of falling boulders.
Eel O'Brien. Pardon, chum.
Eel ends up turning himself into the FBI and divulges who he is. So they have him start going underground as Eel O'Brien in order to catch the real criminals in the city. Like that's the FBI's job to do. HR says, okay. Says, how old is this comic you have? This is 1940. 1941, I believe this Woozy Wink story is. He was on Plastic Man from, I believe it was 40 until 45. And then he left. The strip he started out as almost a backup strip in Police Comics and got so popular. He had his own, I think it was a bi-monthly or quarterly book that Jack was doing all of the work in and just having a blast. And then around issue 50 of Police Comics, he got tired and they started having other people come in and do the work. Got tired or something else was going on, or he was going off and doing other work. And then about 55, after the Code Authority had kicked in and Quality was still trying to hang on, he came back for a very short stint on Plastic Man, and he just couldn't bring the numbers back up, and Quality ended up folding. Yeah. And then a few years after that, they sold all the characters to DC.
He went to work for Hefner, didn't he?
Doing
political cartoons.
Shortly after that.
After 56, when it was cancelled.
Well, those weren't political cartoons.
Were they not?
He ended up doing sexy girl cartoons in Playboy. Yeah. Real cute. He could always draw cute women. You'll see. He drew some really beautiful women. Look at this guy, police chief here. He's extra bad. I love his sense of over-exaggeration, even on the characters that, aren't Plastic Man.
Look at that police chief going crazy.
Plastic Man's got the normalist face there.
Yeah. Look at that face. Yeah. They're brilliant, aren't they? Yeah,
great
and the one across as well on the other page.
That's Stan Lee in the top left.
Here? No. Here?
No, there.
Yeah. This is long before Stan had any kind of reputation, except for being a gopher. He was a gopher for Kirby and Joe Simon at this point. Simon and Kirby Studios. That's how they got in trouble. He went back and told his uncle that they were working for DC.
Yeah, followed them, didn't he?
That they were all right. They were working on Captain America, which was close to both of their hearts because they created the character, and Goodman took it right away from them. They went over to DC and made twice as much money. Which back then wasn't much because it was comics. You know? Blackie, come out. There's Blackie.
There's certainly a lot going on in these panels, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're either full of words or, full of something. Not a lot of space wasted.
Well, for whatever reason, Woozy loses this power right after this story. And he just turns into his humorous sidekick, his humor relief.
They probably thought his power in inverted commas was ridiculous, and that Plastic Man's power wasn't.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? It's just really, it's mad.
Like this, just casual. Bang.
Yeah. No time for you now. Bang. Oh dear, this is great.
So anyway, they let Woozy off on Plastic Man's recognizance. So as long as he kept an eye on him, they'd let him go. Since he really
even
didn't do
though
anything serious.
He was prepared to saw someone's arm off.
Exactly.
The guy's a psychopath.
Yep. Here's that classic Silver Age ad there where you can get life-size Frankenstein and X-ray glasses.
You can get anything, can't you?
Life-size Frankenstein and X-ray glasses.
What's that at the top? A nuclear explosion, nuclear liquid or something, a cloud, it says at the top. What's all that about?
Chemistry, probably. Chemistry set.
Chemistry set.
Create your own Hiroshima.
Pretty much.
You'll only do it once.
It's another great splash page of a fiendish criminal selling Plastic Man as fashion material.
And this is what, 49 now?
Suspenders. Is it? Yeah, May of 1949. This is from Plastic Man number 17.
Wow.
That's bonkers, isn't it? Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? Chloroform there, he's got. What's all that about?
he's stretching all over the place.
This fella's crazy, this Jack Cole guy, isn't he? He's mad. It's fantastic. Wow, look at that. Plastic Man, what's up? Yeah.
This is way into Plastic Man's run, where Jack's figuring out a lot about sequential art, and he's using Plastic Man as a sense of composition to guide your eye along the panel.
Yeah. He's suddenly gone into that thick border mode.
Yeah.
Yipe.
Says, how old is this comic that you have? HR says, proof. This is an old comic. Not too old. 80 years old comic. Okay, maybe old. Plus, it's getting better. He got better. I love him yelling.
Yeah, like he's going to eat him.
Yeah. This is all of that.
And his nose.
Manga over exaggeration, all the Tex Avery cartoons all rolled into one here as a superhero story.
I like the way he just walks around the corner and there's Osgood Rubber Laboratories.
Where he goes to interrogate this guy by shoving his face into a lamp.
That's the best way of doing it.
Or here, where he's moving along and he takes a kiss. He comes between this couple and takes the kiss away. Just wonderful, great little cartoony touches back then.
Yeah.
He's yanking this guy out. Look at him.
Yike.
This guy's trying to knock the scientist out, and he just can't do it. He keeps knocking him over the head. Just doesn't work.
Just put him in the trash can.
Yeah.
Especially dead.
Just slip him in there. I don't want any eavesdroppers to hear us. So he starts whispering in this guy's ear, and his whole face disappears on the side of the guy's head. There's so many great touches here.
Look at the panel above, though, the way his legs are bending wrong at the knee when he's lying on the sofa there.
Yeah.
The way his legs are bending the wrong way.
Yeah.
Look at that, closing that door. Look with his foot.
The guy. Nothing happens, so he just locks him in the closet.
This is bonkers, isn't it?
It's great stuff.
This is DC own this stuff, don't they?
Yes, they do. And they've sat on it for years. Luckily, they've came out with a set of archive books,
right,
with Plastic Man, but they could have been reprinting, and they've tried to bring Plastic Man back a couple times, but it just doesn't have the same flavor. Now, they got close. Joe Staton did it for a little while, and Hilary Barta, I believe, came in and drew a lot of it, and it was close, but it wasn't quite Jack Cole's material. The sales on the book suffered once Cole left anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think people want this kind of humor anymore, do they? It's more slapstick, isn't it?
I don't know.
I mean, you and I would, but I'm talking about people who are 15, 16, 17, maybe.
You're never going to know, because they're not trying anything new. They're just doing the same crap over and over again.
Trouble is what counts as humor these days.
Yeah. Here's how you can get free comics. Join the fan club. Anyway, back to our story.
The Osgood girdle.
The great panel here where he's being chewed out by his boss.
This is crazy. Look at him coming in the door and stretching his neck to look at the paper. Does he write this as well?
Yeah. This is all him.
Right.
Plastic Man is made for a movie. Yep. And it keeps going into turnaround. They've never been able to get a movie off the ground. They had a little Saturday morning cartoon there for a short while. One season, I think. Maybe two, because there's a baby Plas. That was a little bouncing baby boy, literally.
I think it'd have to be a Pixar film, wouldn't it?
I don't know it anymore. They've got the ability to film this live action if they wanted to, and just computer, generate the animation on it, like Pixar. It'd be great to see as a Pixar series of cartoons. They could take a bunch of the old Cole stories and put them together.
They give it the same kind of presentation, approach as The Incredibles.
Yeah.
You could do all kinds of stuff with that. I mean, that's to go down as one of the best comic book superhero movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it kind of got the right vibe, you know?
Yeah. You see, they're adapting Watchmen again.
What? Again? Stop it.
What, for a live action?
No, it's all animation. It looks like the comic. And this time with multiple voice actors. So they've split it up into 2 chapters. So hopefully they'll end up doing it justice.
So who's doing that?
DC.
Oh,
DC
right.
animation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's how desperate DC is.
Yeah. How are they doing it in 2 chapters?
They're probably splitting it up, cutting it down the middle.
Their best-selling graphic novel. Their best-selling graphic novels are those that were done 30 years ago.
Yes.
And now they're just going back to the well to do it again.
Yeah.
Instead of just, please, come up with something good, will you?
Well, in my opinion, they haven't quite done it correctly. I mean, the movie got really close, but the motion comic is as close of an adaptation to the actual comic as there's been.
I've not seen a motion comic of it.
It needs a faithful adaptation with a set of character voices that match the characters instead of one person reading it.
But I mean, you know, the live action one, it was only really the squid monster that they didn't get in.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much everything else.
Got really,
you know, they got really close. And it's like looking
at
Lord
really
of the
close,
Rings.
yeah.
You know, Lord of the Rings is okay, it didn't get everything in, but to get that kind of information into like even 3 films was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, do they really think they're better at it now? I don't know.
Here's a little bit of it. We can't. I don't think we can run it all.
Someone's picking off costumed heroes.
Oh.
Maybe this was a political killing. No. Somebody knows why. There is good and there is evil, and evil must be punished. I do not do this thing because it is permitted.
You get the idea.
But they'd have to literally have every word in it from the graphic novel and every panel animated for it to be worth bothering watching that instead of the live action film.
I think the live action film is the best adaptation.
Because just hearing that voice there, I can tell you the acting is better in the film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the credits is probably the best credit set of credits of all time, in my view. Any you go to any movie anywhere, and the credits on the start of that film are just incredible.
Yeah,
the music and everything is just. I could just sit and watch the credits and then turn the film off. They're that good.
Yeah.
So you got to go along. I understand they're animating it and it looks more like a comic because obviously, but even then they're using 3D assets in there and animating it 3D. You can see it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, yeah. So
super Charlie Chaplin style. Yeah.
You know,
I think
Bruce Timm and Paul Dini are the only ones with taste on DC. Yeah.
Used to be. Yeah.
Used to be. Yep. Nothing matches Batman animated. So.
Huh?
Young Justice, it's just as good. I think. Look at how this guy's trying to get away from Plastic Man. His foot keeps sinking into his body.
Do you know, it'd be interesting to see a list of properties that DC don't that they own, but they've never used, like the Charlton ones and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
just buy them and put them in a drawer somewhere, you know, for later.
I had a phone conversation with Brian Augustine once when he was editor up there at DC. And I knew Brian back when he was working on Troll Lords, which is a great black and white property that back in the 80s that nobody talks about anymore. But he was editor up at DC, and he calls me and he says, you could do a proposal for a character for DC if you want. It says, I can give you some names. And I heard this big thump. And then he goes flipping through like he's flipping through a phone book.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, here. You could do Detective Chimp. And I said, no, thanks. But anyway. Here it comes slinking in under the door. Talk to the scientist guy.
In the darkness.
In the darkness. In the blue. Yep. And this is a Silver Age book from all of the ads. Almost every other page. After a while. He's stepping on him. Looking for the evidence. He comes stretching out over the top of the door. Through the crack of the door. He comes moving out over here along the roof. Just hilarious.
Do you know that advert there with that Lenny guy? When I see things like that, it makes me think, oh, I can draw.
With Lenny, where? What?
The advert.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, you look at that and you think, oh, yeah. Someone got paid to do that.
That's right. Yeah.
Long before computers, too. Hey.
Let's hope it was Lenny.
Let's hope Lenny got a lot of money for that. Because, yeah, that's not where his future lie.
Look at that pipe. It's like what's his face has in Inglourious Bastards, isn't it? Like a Sherlock Holmes type of pipe. When he pulls out of it's funny that isn't that film, is it? When he pulls that pipe out.
His Plastic Man's humor relief, Woozy Winks, would get little side stories in Plastic Man comics. Little side adventures.
This is
the master hypnotist. He's putting eye drops in his eyes here. They can hypnotize everybody.
They're great, aren't they? Look at that. Look at that. On the first page of the second panel, looks like Oliver Hardy, doesn't it? That backside.
I like the guy's hair.
Yeah.
It's got him bald with just this little bit at the front. You can see it on the first panel on the left page. It's just sweeping across.
Just the angle here is awesome. I think it's crazy good.
Yeah.
And over sideways and it's hilarious.
Right. I wonder what his page rate was for this.
No idea.
Same as you get now.
Yeah,
pretty close, probably.
Yeah, it was good then, but now it's
it's not.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave it there.
Probably a whopping 40, 50 a page, I would imagine. Yeah. Plus, he was doing everything on this, so I'm not sure if he did the colors.
Is he lettering as well?
I'm pretty sure he is.
So he's doing the full thing.
Yeah.
If nowadays you're lucky if you get $150 and you do the penciling and the colouring.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing. 150.
There's a range of prices. I got more than I got double that working in the UK. But
so pencils, inks, and colours.
Pencils, inks, and colours. Yeah.
Wow.
And it said that Marvel just jacked their rates down a couple months ago.
Put them down.
Put them down. Yeah. You've got a few people. You've got a few, and I mean, you know, when you used to say, "Oh, there's a few people really making it," but there was still like hundreds of artists in Disney, Marvel, and what have you that were getting a reasonable page rate. Well, now it really is just like maybe 10 people at the top, and everybody else is getting like $50.
Well, what was Claremont getting paid? Didn't he have a private jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
No.
was back in the day when they were selling lots of comics.
Right.
Not
Claremont.
now.
Claremont was under an exclusive contract with Marvel. He got treated really good not to write.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
you
but,
said
you,
that.
but you've
So
got to remember, we're talking back in the days of millions or up to
Yeah.
millions of issues sold. We're now looking at, not a lot. I think the writers pro rata probably get paid more than the artists these days.
I think they always did, didn't they?
No.
No,
Right.
it was
always
sort
lower.
of, yeah, it was a.
So
a
did
balance.
Kirby get more than Stan Lee per page then?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't get the
But see-
job.
Yeah. But see, Lee was writing everything. Technically, all he was doing was dialoguing.
Yeah.
Kirby and Ditko and all of the other guys up there were writing it, pacing it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making the story. Yeah,
All Lee was doing was putting dialogue in.
Hmm.
They had the same basic story structure going through, and nowadays they just type keywords into Chat GBT.
you see,
pick out a script.
when you talk about art, like page rates these days, it's why it's almost, if you can do it, because obviously you've got to feel sorry for anyone young trying to come into the industry. You can't run your life off the amount of money you get paid for comics.
No.
I can, because I'm in a particular situation, and there's other people that have maybe had a career in it that are at the twilight end of their career who can manage it as well. But it's got to be really difficult for young people if they want to start a family, want to own a house, whatever it might be, because the rates really are tiny.
Yeah.
And so, for those people that are in it, really the obvious thing to do is to crowdfund your books, because it's the only real way of getting any kind of return.
Yep.
If you're going to get paid a tiny amount to draw a page, you might as well draw your own page.
Yeah. Yep.
Michael's in the house. We're glad you're here. Yep. Sarah's in the house. Morning. I'm
Sarah,
late. Doing long.
Sarah.
Missed a lot.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah says, Glenn.
Sarah.
See why chores are annoying? They make people miss things that are more important. LOL. That's right.
Yeah.
Now you can be taller.
Is that taller than the woman who's standing next to you, or just taller than anybody? I don't know.
So what it is, that guy on that is that goat, and that's what's her face? That woman in The Day the Earth Stood Still. What's she
Yeah,
called?
he is a bit on the thick side, isn't he?
That's goat.
Yeah. You can learn how to draw comics.
Well, there you go.
Robert Bell. Yeah. Or sell comics. Okay.
See that guy there with the Van Dyke beard? I remember that ad. And he always reminded me of Mike Grell, the guy with what's it called?
He looks a bit like David Tennant, actually.
That's Teddy. It says, look impressive anytime. Enjoy an exciting, romantic, quick change.
It's like that. It's a hair cutter, isn't it?
I think they were selling fake Van Dykes and sideburns.
Oh, right. Is it? Do you remember that Billy Connolly thing, Glenn? He did an audience of Billy Connolly, and he was talking about the things that you buy out of the newspaper.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the hair clippers, and you try and you're like, oh, I'll leave those there. They're no good. I'll leave them in the bathroom. And you come back and you've had a skinful, and you're like, yes, I'll cut my hair. That's so good. That's so
he's
good.
Talking about
the
big the 2 foot slipper, wasn't
the
he?
big slipper. They used to be able to buy these big slippers that you can put all your feet into. And he said, what I'd do is I'd buy a pair of them and leave them by the fire, so if a burglar come in, it'd scare the living daylights out of them. Giant slippers. Oh dear. If anybody out there, if you haven't seen An Audience with Billy Connolly, which I think was done in 1984, it remains one of the pinnacles of comedy. It really does.
a different kind of measurement back then. LMAO. OMG, a bit of a thick side after my comment. ROFL. Yeah. Meanwhile, Woozy's yawning.
Nice spotty pajamas he's got there.
Yeah, it's a shit. Back to another Plastic Man tale.
Wow. Look at that.
Look at that. Love that. He was obviously having fun with this, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was having a blast.
It's either having fun or not feeling very well. Look at that. Closing it with his backside, closing the door up. It's fun. The best thing about drawing Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic, you can't, apart from doing the hand wrong like Kirby did, you can't really make a mistake, can you? Because he stretches, doesn't he?
He stretches, yeah. So I made him look like that. What's wrong with you? He's a girl pleaser.
It's an old joke about twisting ears and pulling hair.
It's an old code, sir, but it checks out.
The old ones are the old ones. Hey, you can't do that. Why not? There's a law against it. People can't just go around jumping off bridges. Ooh, I never thought of that. I always thought that was amusing. I mean, it's sort of quite serious, but you could get a prison sentence for trying to commit suicide at one point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really.
It's against the law.
Try and end it.
Have you not got something better to legislate against?
Yeah. He comes running up on Woozy and scoops him up like a spatula.
It's gonna sizzle.
So great.
Oh, Sarah.
So hopefully he's not too floppy when he stretches.
You're a naughty girl.
They never got into that in the books.
Good.
Are the shades supposed to make him look cool? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Does he have a secret identity?
Well, he just plays with his face until he changes his shape and goes walking around. It's like the old pulp character, the Avenger. Yeah. But he's got his natural face is Eel O'Brien. That's probably why he wears the dark shades, so he won't be recognized.
Yeah, Clark Kent.
Everybody thinks Eel's dead anyway. Yeah. Pizza 33 in the house says hello. Hello, Pizza.
Hey.
Nice to see you with us. We're looking at the Plastic Man by Jack Cole. Somebody you couldn't quite never draw wrong. Look at that foot down here, too. That's great. He's running. Scoops him up in a hurry.
He likes that spotted shirt, doesn't he?
Does.
He's only got one shirt.
It's probably it. This Plastic Man looking a little frustrated.
Look at that, a monster ghost, 7 feet tall, obeys your commands. For only $1. Wow.
Buy that for $1.
I must admit
that for $1.
Yeah, I must admit, when I was a kid, I wanted all these things. Like I remember asking my dad if I could sell Grit, if we had Grit over here, that newspaper. And he said, "I don't know what you're talking about."
They get 3 big drafting kits given to you, right there.
And you get a high-paid job in drafting.
Yeah.
I always wanted the X-ray specs.
Yeah.
So would you prefer to meet someone who looked like this and just smacks him right behind the teeth? Look at that. I don't give up. Don't wake me up.
Before you
Just
go.
let me drink. He sends his teeth out here. Looks like an ogre. Then here he's looking at this Woozy being pulled away. He's looking at him sideways. Look at that. That's great. Beat it, Beetle, before I change my mind.
He's crazy, isn't he, this Jack Cole guy? He
Yeah.
must be mad.
So he goes driving off with Woozy. How do you think he chases after him?
Stretches. I don't know. Go on.
That's what any plastic man would do. He runs to the local chemical plant, fills himself up with helium, and goes swimming after him.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Oh dear. This is a good place to drop off Knothead. Drop off Knothead, I should say. Oh, Knothead. He must be 800 foot tall.
They don't see the huge Zeppelin swimming after them. I'll just dump him off here. Wow. Yeah.
Feel that. Is it a bird? A blimp? No, it's plastic, man. Look at that. Oh, that'd hurt. Wouldn't it? Splitting a boulder in two with your head.
Yeah. Oops.
You're breaking rocks for the rest of your life. You better get used to it.
He subdues the most of them by deflating, though, right into their face.
This is great. But look at him! Look at him on the other page of the blimp. He's just still got a little head. His head,
yeah. It's all
everywhere
in his
else. His fingers have and everything.
Can't let that stuff go to his brain. Yeah. I wonder how this stretching would change between hot and cold days. Yeah. Or is he always inside? Or do they ever explain that? They never explain that. Helium. Yes. I remember getting that out of balloons and he turned into one. Yep. Sarah says, it didn't suck it out of Plastic Man. Loophole from prior comment. Oh. Making the farting sound balloons make when he deflates. Yeah. Yep. This is caffeinated. Sorry. It's all right. Glad you're here, Sarah. DC sweeps the ACBA awards, which are no longer around. Yeah. Anyway, Boozy says something funny, so he turns into a jackass head, laughs at him. That's funny.
Oh.
Oh. Sarah says she's glad to be with us. Glad to have you here. Look at how young these guys look.
Yeah.
Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, Jack Adler, best inker Henry Sharpelli. He was the best inker in the humor division. Best inker in the dramatic division was Dick Giordano. Look at the sideburns. Bob Oxner. Writing, right? No, pencil artist.
He looks like that Bob Oxner looks like the guy who plays Sal in Godfather.
Kind of looks like Gil Kane, really.
Binky and Debbie.
Couple more ads. Red Baron Hot Wheels. So they drew the artists and writers. That's kind of cool. Did a great job looking real. Yep, they did. That's probably Neil or somebody in Continuity Studios that drew that up. Look at all them stickers you could buy for 85 cents. Red Baron. And back cover is an ad for Aurora Hobby Kits. They're so real, it's unreal.
Ooh.
Is there an adult comic for the Playboy Bunny? Is this an adult comic for the Playboy Bunny? No. There was a Playboy Bunny. Did I miss something? Oh, here? Yeah. No, it's just a sticker they were selling. Now, since we've got a little bit of time, we're only barely an hour in. Like to turn to the archives. The archive book. Plastic Man, 5th volume. Police Comics number 51.
Look at that.
By the 5th issue of Police Comics, Plastic Man was their lead feature. Because he became so
That's
popular.
some sharp inks there.
Within a couple, that's all coal there. Within a couple of years after that, Plastic Man had his own title. So they're the stickers. Yeah. Oh, it's the time period now that people would get out of sorts having a Playboy bunny sticker and an ad for a comic. I don't know if they would or not, but that's what they used to sell that image all over the place. Playboy did. That was their iconic image at that point.
People get bent out of shape for all kinds of stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
For no good reason whatsoever. Wow, nipples.
Look at that.
Plenty of people get bent out of shape about that as well, I think.
Yeah, no wonder he's stretching his head.
The granite lady. Yeah.
They're granite nipples, all right. Look at them.
So I first read this story in let me reach it here. This book, Comics, The History of Comic Books in America by Les Daniels.
Yeah.
Only it was printed in black and white, actually in gray tones, and sideways.
Yeah, I think they did that so that they could fit as much as possible in the book.
Yeah. Yep, they did.
Yeah.
But here we have it in sharp color. Reproduced really well. HR says, okay. And says, that's exactly what I was thinking. I have no idea what I can or can't say at work without offending people or making them feel uncomfortable. It's insane. Best way to do that, Sarah, is not to talk. Just do your work.
Yeah. I have to say, Sarah, I feel, like I was saying earlier, I feel bad for younger people because I'm completely unemployable now. But I am at that age where, I don't give a shit anymore. Because I'm unemployable, there's nothing anyone can do to me.
You're not going to get the sack, are you?
Yeah, I'm not going to get the sack. And
don't forget, Sarah, if you don't talk to anybody at work, somebody will be offended.
Yeah.
All those guys are worshiping that granite lady. That all fits into the story.
I'm not surprised.
And it starts out with a guy about to jump off a bridge that Plastic Man saves and asks him what's going on.
Jumps off a lot of bridges.
This feels almost a bit Hergé.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Doesn't it? It feels a bit Tintin-esque.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's an overriding theme of suicide in Cole's work.
Well, we know what happens.
And not just that, but his dad and his brother have killed themselves by this point as well.
Oh my God.
So he made the hat trick.
That's why his death is really shrouded in a lot of mystery and conjecture. But it seems that mental illness did run in the family. So,
well, it's probably hindsight, but you can sort of see it in his work, can't you?
Yeah.
A bit odd.
It's shouting.
Yeah.
But these drawings seem a lot simpler, and I don't know whether it's because the colouring and the paper's changed, but the style seems a lot simpler than before.
It seems even more focused.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just like I was saying, it's got aspects of Tintin in it. It's just some of the styles, and this
is one of my biggest complaints about these archive books. You pay $50, you get nice slick color, nice slick paper, nice slick printing, but sometimes the reproduction on these comics are just direct tracings.
Yeah.
And you lose the line quality and you lose the heart out of the artist that was doing the work to start with. luckily Cole is so powerful. All they had to do is follow his basic lines, and they'll get it down.
So this has been recolored, hasn't it?
Yes, I think it's been recolored and it's been re-inked or retraced off of the original.
That must have been a job for someone.
Yeah.
Well, in the later volumes, like I got a volume of leading comics. It's got the 7 Soldiers of Victory stories in it, and it's just atrocious. It is the crappiest looking, and you can tell all the artwork's been traced in it, just really badly. These have got a lot of nice quality to it, and again, it's because of Cole, and Cole is so stylistic and such an individual look to his stuff. You can't trace it and be wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And you still get that heart and that look. I looked this story over real close before thinking about presenting it today, because it's got a lot of really great elements in it. Like here, this is obviously a Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm going to say
right there.
Film, yeah, Jessica Rabbit, yeah,
screams it. Yeah, this guy explains to them that he's madly in love with this nightclub singer, and that he threw himself off the bridge because she denied him.
Yeah,
but
you would be, wouldn't you? She's gorgeous.
Yeah, everywhere she sings, and she sings really badly. Everybody's in love with her.
It's Carmine Silver in Hello Hello. When she comes out,
he leaves him up outside the nightclub.
Tonight I will sing for you.
Yeah.
And they all run.
And even Plastic Man can't believe how pretty she is because he pinches himself. Because holy crap.
Yeah, pinch. Yeah.
But look at the use of the panel here. Just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you get that full body here. He could have cut that off if he wanted to, but no.
And the
full
panel,
shot here, great. Full shot here, great.
And the middle panel of the last section, the light on her leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's got his spotted jumper on again.
Woozy's there, just losing it over as well. Yeah.
No wonder she works here. Her voice is awful. That face. What a figure.
Sarah says the shadowing does look good. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's great.
So people would know something was up if I wasn't speaking at work. Half the time I hear what I say the same time as the others do. Good Lord. Yeah. Just be careful. He's there admiring her. He starts pulls Woozy out, starts pulling people out of the club just to get them out.
Just be you, Sarah. Just be you.
They're all under spell. He's finding different criminals that are there enticed by her spell. Oh, this guy's wanted. He's got a blackjack here. Mickey the Goon.
Mickey the Goon.
Mickey the Goon. Charlie the Choker. He's just wheeling them in. Not one of them even reached for a rod. Amazing. The guy goes, "Can I kill myself now?" He goes, "No. I'll talk to the beautiful lady. Maybe she'll have a kind word for you that ought to help." Says, "You're wasting your time, Plas. She's a heart of stone. I ought to know." That's not even a half a profile there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this mad scientist dude is trying to get her affection as well. And he came in with a hypodermic needle.
To knock her out and take her away.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have skipped.
That's pretty dark.
To knock her out and knock one out.
Nope, I didn't.
Oh, he went there.
Yeah. Oh, it's missing a page. Oh, no, it isn't. Here we go. It's got a love potion.
Love.
Singing is not your forte. You are too beautiful for it. You beast. That's not true. She shuns him, slams the door in his face. So Plastic Man goes in, tries to talk to her, doesn't get anywhere. Even though she fawns all over him, he barely gets away. She gets ticked at him. The mad scientist dude is done with a love potion. He's going to go work on something else.
See at the top where she's grabbing him there, then the next panel he's leaving. Well, if it was animated, she'd grab him and then it would say, several hours later. And then he'd be yeah, there's the proof. They say, "Phew."
Phew.
So he's gonna teach her. He goes running back to his lab. The other two are still lovesick.
What's that a Marty Feldman thing, Russ, when he says he goes to see his friends died in the RAF, and he goes to see his wife, and he says, I held her roughly 3 hours.
Marty Feldman. Jesus.
That's something Groucho Marx would say.
Yeah. Marty Feldman.
It's fantastic, isn't he, Marty Feldman? Whoa.
Look, if you've dreamed up a fancier way of killing yourself, I won't hear of that either. Just forget it. No, we decided it'd be better to pine away. We'll simply die of unrequited love. I said, now you've got something. In that case, we can go.
As the guy who woos eternity, his hat makes him look like a beetle with that, his hat in the last panel. Looks like he's got a beetle cut.
The mad scientist guy goes back and he's created a serum to turn organic things into statues.
Oh, God.
So he's going to go make the girl a statue because if he can't have her moving, he can at least admire her as a statue.
Oh, dear.
So he injects her. And he says, ha, it worked, but she's still mobile. She's still moving. Now she's made of stone.
On that, when he's got the hypodermic on that second page at the top, it looks like he's Zaphod Beeblebrox with two heads, doesn't it? It's like he's got a head stuck on the side of his head. One over, next page. The top panel on the second page.
Over here?
But yeah, looks like there's a head that ends with the ear, and then he's got another head sticking on the side of it.
Oh. Yeah, it's his comb over here. Yeah. He's got a crown with a comb over. Yeah, she's mad now. So now she's going to decide to use it to her advantage. So she goes to get a higher rate for singing, and they kind of laugh at her for not being able to hold a note. So she takes out the
look at that, smacking that woman in the face.
the fat lady. Wham.
Oh.
She ain't singing no more.
Yeah.
Nope.
Bam, bam,
bam.
You're made of stone. You're made of stone. You'll kill her. That's my intention exactly. You pig. You never turn me down.
You pig.
This fella, crazy.
So Plas hears the radio call, so he has to go running back. So there he is, swinging around a lamppost.
With a suddenly too short leg.
Yeah.
Look at the folds there in that panel there when she's holding her dress. That one, yeah. Look at the folds on that. That'd make great. I do like the way he tips heads as well. You know
he's not afraid to do the unusual position. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So the cop goes to stop her. The guard goes to stop her. Bullets just bounce off her. So she smacks him on top of his head. Boom.
He killed him with that
She's
blow.
not nice, is she?
Killed him with that blow. Yeah, she's not friendly. So he goes stretching up to her. So she grabs him by the neck.
Why is she a funny color? Have I missed something?
She's granite.
Oh,
She's
right.
granite.
Yeah, she's made out of stone now. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if she was that gray in the original comic or not, because back then they had a hard time holding color.
I like that Granite Man
Yeah.
from Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
like that. I just like the way he was drawn. I think Gil Kane drew him.
Lava Man or
Well,
Grey Gargoyle?
Oh yeah, Grey Gargoyle. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
So she goes to choke him. So he's trying to get out of that chokehold. So he catches a tool truck driving nearby and pulls out a drill.
As it does.
As it does, yeah. Your last breath, Plastic Man. You are finished. Ha ha. So
Now, where's he going to put that?
Like
Where's he going to put that drill?
he drills her.
Stop it. You line them up. I'll knock them down.
So they all want to become granite statues too. So Plastic Man stops them so that they can be with her. He knows that there's an antidote. He's going to have her take it. So he gets to her dressing room before she gets there and turns into her nightstand. Stretches out, grabs her, makes her swallow the antidote.
Okay.
She's becoming herself again. The antidote is working. And they go right back to the same situation they were at before. But why he just leaves, I have no idea. She killed 3 people.
She's a felon. What's going on?
Murder charges. What murder charges? What happened? I don't remember anything. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then. If you don't remember.
Look at that cover of that next episode. Isn't
that great?
Brilliant. This is brilliant, isn't it?
But yeah, that was a big favorite of mine. That story, a big favorite of mine growing up. The Granite Lady.
Oh, she didn't kill anybody. That's why, because it says on the paper, 3 victims of Granite Lady will live. Doctors find none of fractured skulls will be fatal.
Already been talked to at work last week. Good Lord, everything, every little thing can make someone uncomfortable. Yep, at any given time. Got to be careful, Sarah. I get some Windsor McKay vibes sometimes. Oh yeah, very much so. Yep. That's some serious yellow with, is that stars or flowers on that dress? Yes, the folds are amazing. Yep. What the deuce is he doing to her on that second page, bottom left panel? I don't know. What are we talking about?
Was that where he was drilling her? Yeah.
He was drilling.
I think it's that page you just went past, isn't it?
Right there.
There, no, down the bottom left there. What's he sticking in her mouth?
Yeah.
That's the antidote.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Making her swallow it. Here, let me get that out of the way so you can see it better. It says antidote right there on the bottle.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Oh, the antidote. Yep. So I love when you point those things out. I didn't notice that he was the tent to keep them dry until you said something. Oh, yeah. Re-up drilling her. Just some great stuff. I mean, we can look at more of this. This is right during that prime period.
Oh, look at that. Just go back to that one. Let's do that one.
Boink.
We got a few minutes. We can look at the different covers here.
Yeah.
He finds out he's bulletproof pretty early on.
Like, as you do.
Yeah, as you do. This is stretchy right there. That's the one we already looked at. tent there.
Wow, look at
That's
that.
kind of fun.
That's like sort of a Prince Namor type of pose, isn't it? With their legs.
Golden Age America's ass right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything about that, but there you go.
Yeah. Pretty
great.
saggy and not very good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about having your panties in a twist. His legs from top to bottom are in a twist. Yep. It's stretching out the window. This is far enough volume along. I don't believe this is Cole's work here. I think it's somebody trying to be Cole, because the stuff, Cole's stuff would be a lot more static than this. That's definitely his cover, though.
Dr. Erudite.
There's a couple stories in this book that he didn't draw. This looks more
Yeah.
like his stuff, though. Yeah. It's stretching around these guys with his legs.
Don't go away. I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah.
Look at that steering wheel there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's Cole's work. I'm not so sure.
I am pretty sure that's his stuff. 53.
I can see it in the cover, but
no, art by Andre LeBlanc. No, that's
Right.
54. Yeah, that's his stuff. The next issue is not by him, though.
right.
He must be getting tired at this point or something. Because a lot of that, you can see a lot of the whimsy and a lot of the joy is out of it. Here we go. It's a little better. Smacking people around. That's better. Should probably go back a book. And that's all Cole. That's
Wow,
a
look at
classic
that.
cover there.
Look at that. That's great, isn't it?
He's using his ass as an eraser.
Look at his feet, though. He's sort of got shoes that are real, that are flesh. You know what I mean? He's got no toes.
Yeah, he's
Like
got
a
leotards
tuner.
on. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Wow.
That's not his work. But yeah.
I wonder if they're from his layouts, because the layouts look pretty similar.
Could be. They're trying to do his stuff because his stuff is so popular. They're trying to copy his style. Might be. Let me look. 54 isn't his. Yeah, 55 is his. That's where we're at now, I think. Nope, that's 54. Next one is his. Get through here. There he is, being a boat again.
Cloud.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can tell that's his stuff here.
Sleepy Eyes had villain in his bones.
Puts people to sleep. Oh yeah, look at that cartoony face there.
Yeah.
That's great. That doctor.
Yeah, it's the first thing you see, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Torturing him.
Trying to wake him
Looks
up.
like he's kissing him.
He's looking down his throat here.
Oh,
What's the diagnosis?
He's still looking down his throat.
He said, "What's the
Doctor,
diagnosis,
please,
doctor?"
no tongues.
Yeah. Amazing, incredible. It's a diagnosis, Doc. The man's asleep. I know that, but why won't
That's
he
the
wake up?
diagnosis. It's passed out.
Why won't he wake up? Now there you've got me. But I'll find out. I'll call in Dr. Teen, Dr. Green, and Dr. Zine, specialists all. Uh-oh. The safe's been cracked. Yeah, it makes you wonder where this character would be now without the Comic Code Authority and them running into rough times.
Exactly. Yeah. You know the one before that you said wasn't his art. Would he be writing? Would he be writing that?
He might. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. Sarah says, talk about having your panties in a twist. Yep. Says they made a little line for his butt crack. LMAO. Yeah. Dang, he'd be banned from MMA fighting. A lot of those are holds. Yeah. Pondering how his head would shoot forward if he sneezed. I ponder the weirdest things, but now I'm curious. Probably backward. Wouldn't be one you want to see with a cold.
Look at him with all that money stuck down his trousers. He's got Jack Kirby trousers on.
Yeah. Trying to think of who he looks like. He looks like somebody. He's got a recognizable face. Great caricature. Almost Robert De Niro in the face.
Robert De Niro was about 8 when these were coming out, weren't they?
At least, yeah. It gets out by putting everybody to sleep.
Whack.
I said, look at me. I say, I don't want it. His head stretches away. So, of course, it's Plastic Man. He's trying to wake up with all that coffee. Still,
Oh, that guy's head. What's that? What's happened to him?
Where?
Top left. It's cone
Bullet.
head.
Bullet head.
Bullet head, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he shut the window on him. On his neck. He went to wake himself up. They put a coat over him to rescue him. I thought he was as sleepy as possible to start with. Not a bit sleepy eyes, only feigned sleepiness. His power depended on his ability to suggest sleep to others, and that took alertness, tremendous alertness, which he no longer has. Where he's going, he'll be better off without it. Oops.
Russ, you were saying about Hergé. Look at they're snowy, even though he's brown at the end in the last panel.
Oh yeah, God.
Tintin's dog, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There just seems a lot of similarities.
Oh wow, look at that.
That's fun. Again, that's slightly different style.
Yeah, he's got a lot thicker line on this, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't believe this is him again.
No, it does look different.
It said a lot of the, you could tell the ones that aren't him because a lot of that soul is gone. A lot of that heart's missing. I think that they've got somebody else the rest of this. This is probably when he left. Yep, that's what it looks like. See what the cover looks like.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's a different feel.
Whole different feel to it. He might have been laying it out, though. That kind of looks like something he'd do. I don't know about this, though. All of this is way too heavily inked.
Yeah.
Goofy looking almost.
It's not that it's bad. It's just that it's not Jack Cole.
Yeah, that's it exactly. The woozy story. Must be an issue of Plastic Man we're into now here. Yep, there's the letters page, or the prose page.
That looks like a creepy cover, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's something about it that's really odd and dangerous. The flame and the guy, has he got a knife?
Grab him, that's kind of fun. Yeah, this is really somebody different here. It's looking for a cover, and I keep finding more story. There's a cover.
Yeah.
Plastic Man foils the Yes Man.
Looks like he's got his finger up his nose on the previous page at the bottom.
Damn, dang. Pondering how his head would shoot forward if he sneezed. Interesting. I've never read any Plastic Man comics. I've seen them, but I've never picked any of them up. So that early Jack Cole Plastic Man. So take care, everyone. I have to do some housework. All right, Michael, take care.
See you, Michael.
I will catch the rest of the show and the recording. Great pick of the week. Thank you, Michael, very much. It's good to be looking and listening to the details of change. Wouldn't notice these things otherwise. That's a fantastic way to truly look at these things. Yeah. Almost looked like he was picking his nose there for a second. That's a bad nose. Does look like he's picking it there. Let's see if there's another cover here to show. There's one. Springing out like a Jack in the Box.
That needs a boing.
Yeah, it does.
Jack Davis cover there with a shoe. Sole of the shoe.
Nice splash too, though.
That's the Steve Ditko splash page.
Yeah. It's got some nice line work here. Classic cover. Knocking him around. Open a stick. Fights the Green Terror. Let's see if any more of these stories are Cole's. I think he's pretty much done. Yeah, he is. His cover still might be his, though.
Yeah.
Might have done a bunch of them up in advance before he left.
Wow, look at that.
Green Terror. Still fun stuff, even though it's not by Jag. Still, some nice, great touches here. And back to that heavy inking again. That might be the people that are tracing this too. You never know with these archives. Anyway,
It's a shame if they've been putting that heavy line on. It's like, you know, it's
yeah, it's probably the way it was in the actual book.
Yeah.
Plastic Man, folks, by Jack Cole. Great stuff. If you want to learn more about Jack Cole and his work, there's an excellent book out by Art Spiegelman. That is Jack Cole and Plastic Man. It's got a couple of examples of his storytelling in it. And Spiegelman goes through and talks about Jack, his life, his death, and his techniques when he was drawing Plastic Man at its high point, and how great he was at composition. There's a couple of great stories in it. All Jack Cole material. Some of it's yellowed on purpose to make it look like there he is there as a young man. It's back in the 1940, I believe. Early work. Yellow Claw. Midnight. That's the Spirit imitation that they had him do. A couple of great examples of Plastic Man. Only they're yellowed up. I don't know how that would have come out on the camera. Oh, it still doesn't look bad.
No, it looks okay. In fact, it probably looks better for it.
Nah. Well, I'm sure it's made to look like bad newsprint. Here, that's yellowed over the years.
Yeah.
Balanced against little baby face here.
Looks like my Marvel comics from the 60s.
Yeah.
Except I haven't done it on purpose.
Except it doesn't have that great attic musty smell, you know?
That's right.
That's cool. It's bumping you right over to the next page.
Woosley's got a bit of a Richard Nixon hangdog look, hasn't he?
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them towels.
Yeah, we're keeping the dog.
Spyro Agnew.
Some of his early work.
I'm no crook.
Horrible Asian
I'm
stereotype.
no crook.
Asian defective detective called Wan Clue.
Dear, oh dear.
And here he's pointing out the way the composition works here and how he uses Plastic Man to take the reader's eye and take it out. We looked at that page earlier. That's right out of the DC special right there.
Yeah.
So is that probably didn't have a lot of original to take stuff from. It's cool. It's got him by the teeth.
See, these splash covers are why you've got to make your lettering fit the work with the drawing for me.
Yeah.
The way that's written there, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
And that's going to be a one-off. Somebody's taken time to think about that and do that, and they're never going to use that thing again.
right.
What's he doing down there?
Oh, he's looking at the criminal going past the lady's legs. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yep.
Look at that. Wow.
Honest. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Guy's having his mind blown.
That image on the right there. That's wow.
Yeah. That's another eerie, almost eerie cover,
Yeah.
isn't it? That
Very
legend,
much like the horror comics of the day, huh?
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Willie McGoo.
Anyway, folks, that's Plastic Man, Jack Cole and Plastic Man by Art Spiegelman. That's probably available over on Amazon if you look. Not sure where I got that copy, but I'm pretty sure I paid $10 for it.
Wow.
So probably at a show. Exactly.
Fantastic.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. That's
Claw
yeah,
looks
it was.
amazing. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
yeah.
I can see the difference looking at the earlier works done by him. Yep. He just got better as he went along. Got to take care of my laundry and get some breakfast going on 10 a.m. here. All right, Sarah. Take care.
See you, Sarah.
We're about to get out of here ourselves, so it's all good. We'll see you soon. Next week, I'm thinking maybe we'll go through some of these Jack Kirby cards.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
Got a
nice.
set of Jack Kirby trading cards here. We'll maybe go through those like we did the Mars Attacks card. I've got two sets. One of them's Simon and Kirby. It's the comic and tribute to Simon and Kirby. And the other one is the from the unpublished Kirby Archives.
Oh, let's do that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Yes.
Jack Kirby, the unpublished archives.
Wow.
We'll look at those next time.
Look at that. Jeez.
So that's a very refined Kirby ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. You can see a lot of Steranko in there.
Yeah. Is he coloring these as well?
Yeah, I think he did.
Wow.
A lot of these are just crazy ships, crazy characters. Some you know, most you don't. There's like 100 cards in the set, so we'll be.
Oh wow! Yeah,
I think there's 100, probably more than that. There's enough for that big of a case. So,
wow.
What's the checklist? So
sounds fun.
We'll go through those next week, folks. Next Sunday Funnies. Next Wednesday at 5 a.m. Comics by Night.
Wednesday.
Did I say Wednesday? No, I meant Friday.
You said Wednesday.
I know I
Friday.
did say Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thinking Wednesday. Next Friday. We're still looking at the Marvel Legacy of Jack Kirby.
Woohoo!
And we still haven't gotten very far, but we'll get a little farther next week. So went through Hulk and Thor last time, and we were up to the X-Men. We'll see how much farther we can go. And we're only about maybe a little over halfway through that book. So
cool.
Speaking of podcast, did you two guys do that one the other night?
No, I couldn't do it because it's next Tuesday apparently. Because the guys that do their podcasting were in an area that was affected by floods in Brazil.
Oh,
so
right.
They just had it was just awkward. So they've asked us to do next week. So.
I was going to say, if you did, drop the link. So
yeah, we will. Yeah. We will. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. You can see things like this. There you go. I'll just present what's going on at the moment. Currently, we're putting together character drawings for the Atlantean. You put that up.
Yep. There we are.
Yeah. You go character drawings for the Atlantean. So we're just at the early stages. The plot has been put together by Randy, and we're just getting into the characterization of some of the people that are going to turn up in the book. Exactly the look and feel of how these characters are going to be portrayed. But we're really looking forward to seeing how that turns out. The Atlantean is the next thing for us after the Shadow Kingdom, which we had a great launch with. That's coming out to retail. There's also a special edition on the way, a black and white artisan edition. Anything you want to know about any of these books, you're going to find out from the newsletter. And the only way to get that is to sign up to my email list. You can find that at russleach.com. It's really easy to sign up. I don't fill your inbox up with toots, just once a month to tell you what's going on with the latest projects. So sign up, email list, russleach.com.
Do it today.
Do it today.
Now.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Do it now. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, usual places. On Randy's show on Friday and Sunday. Sometimes on Luke's show on Thursday. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, all over the place. Most of my books are on Amazon. Magazines are there too. And you can just put my name in Google and I'm sure something will come up. I'm on YouTube and also I'm all over the place. Seek and ye shall find.
There you go. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at aerocomics.store, where we have a subscription service where we offer our library for anybody who wants to subscribe for as low as $5 a month. And it's an ever-growing digital library for you to enjoy. Plus, there'll be new editions popping in all the time. So it's aerocomics.store. Go over there and take a look. While you're at it, go over to fundmycomic.com and take a look at Hatch Annotated. While you're over there, take a look at the other great projects that are available over at fundmycomic.com. A lot of great books there. A lot of just super reading and a lot of fun. So we want you to buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. So, and if you get a chance, visit your local retailer. You don't have to buy the modern stuff. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But there's all sorts of other great books there, especially if your retailer has extensive back issues. Take a few hours and go through there. You'd be surprised at what you'll find. So many great comics out there. We'll never run out of material, even though we're doing this twice a week. We're never going to run out of stuff to show you.
We wouldn't run out of stuff if we were doing it every day, would we?
So much great stuff. Yeah.
Wouldn't.
No, we probably would.
If this was our job, if all we did was our job was to come on for a couple of hours a day and show you fantastic work from back in the day, we'd never run out. No.
But I'd also be incredibly happy. So
yes.
We show off our stuff at the same time. Yeah. All right, folks, that's it for today. We'll be back next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for another Sunday Funnies. We're going to look at some Kirby cards. Friday morning, 5 a.m. Comics by Night. We'll finish that. Hopefully, finish that Kirby Legacy, Marvel Legacy book. And there's so much more to show you. New Gods coming, more Mobius coming, more Kirby coming, just right off the bat that I can think of, and a lot more on the way. If there's anybody out there you want us to take a look at, make sure you drop us a line.
We'll do this book at some point as well.
Oh,
there you go. Yes, we will.
This is a beautiful book. Beautiful.
So the art of Big John Buscema, right there. Classic stuff, folks. So much great comics. If you love comics like we do, this is why we do this. Is because it inspires us. It's literally the art form that we love. And if you enjoy comics as much as we do, go out there and tell your friends. If you like this program, go out there and tell your friends. Tell them to pay attention. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, but most especially over at the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel, where there's a lot of other programs by a lot of other people who also love comics almost as much as we do. And you can go over there and see that we've got over a year and a half, I would think, at this point, of Comics by Night, over maybe 2.5 years of Sunday Funny programming over there. Great interviews with Trina Robbins and the Aero Comics crew over in the classic section, and just all sorts of great stuff for you to listen to. And we hope you go over there and enjoy the archives over there, Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. So, and as well as our prospective YouTube channels as well. We know the majority of our viewers are after the fact. We deeply appreciate you as well. Make sure you leave a comment, a like, whatever interactivity or activity that you can on those pages, even if you hate us. Throw up a don't like if you want, if you have to. Do that. Any type of reaction to these videos just helps our algorithm. And we deeply appreciate you. We appreciate you stopping by. Take care, everybody. Any last words from anyone? Leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Remember, hate and create.
Which isn't too difficult.
Not too difficult anymore. Nope.
Buy independent comics, especially ours.
Yeah.
Yep. Enjoy this stuff, folks. Make sure comics make great gifts. Anybody out there that's a reader is going to love reading comics. So we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. See you on the next one.
That's what Dania.
Yeah.
Oh, what's Gary got to say?
Maybe if you use that voodoo witchcraft on your own trade, you'd find somewhere on the other end of the snake pit. I mean, do you know what a revolutionary soldier looks like? Have you seen photographs? Have you seen paintings? Have you seen charcoal sketches? I haven't seen them either.
He hasn't seen.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.